Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 116. On today's episode, we're going to be giving you the Barcelona versus Osasuna match preview. Guys, remember, as always, I post a link on Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. That's our username. If you ever feel like joining and just basically giving your thoughts and like adding to the discussion, always feel free and welcome. We want to see more people join onto the hangout. That way we can discuss a little bit more. But let me introduce my co-host for tonight, Alvaro.
What's up, guys?
All right. So Barcelona versus Osasuna at home. What we want to see right now is like a repeat of the weekend's game. Barcelona played really well this weekend against Real Betis, and we want to see that improvement. As you can see right now, tomorrow 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. In Spain, you know that's going to be a little later. But this is how the La Liga table is looking at the moment. As you can see, the Barcelona are 11 points clear from Real Madrid. If we get the win, that would make it 14. But Real Madrid, they play against, let's see who they play against. They also play tomorrow. They play against Real Sociedad away from home, and Real Sociedad have been playing really well throughout the season. As you can see, they're in fourth place at the moment. And the thing to keep in mind with Osasuna is that they play this weekend against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final. So we are expecting to see some major rotations from Osasuna. You know, they want to keep their players fresh and everything, but at the same time, you know, they want to be going into the weekend game against Real Madrid prepared and sharp. So Alvaro, what are your thoughts ahead of this game? Are you feeling confident? Do you think, hey, this is going to be easy? Well, what are your feelings?
You can't underestimate anybody. We've seen
Okay.
Rayo Vallecano, for example, that's our nearest reminder that we can't just take a foot off the pedal. I know we might have some tired legs from the weekend, but these players are out for it physically, so there shouldn't be any issue. We could expect the same amount of minutes from Dembele. I don't think that they're gonna want to rush him after only 2 days of rest.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't expect because it will be 2 days, right? 2 days of rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
just be like 2 days rest. And on top of that, our next game after this is only going to be in, I think, in 12 days. Barcelona play on the 14th. So we're gonna have basically like 2 weeks of rest after
Wait,
this
so
game.
with that being said, we could see maybe Dembele go to 20-25 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
see
something
him
like that.
starting,
Yeah.
but whatever the case is, Osasuna, they cannot be underestimated. Again, like you said, we should be seeing some major rotations. They might be more worried about the Copa del Rey,
Mm-hmm.
which they shouldn't because they really don't have much to do in La Liga. But they're a very defensive team. You have to attack early. They can't just wait for the game to roll out. Do the same thing they did against Betis at home. Get the job
Mm-hmm.
done. Keep securing La Liga. And there's not much else to say. I mean, we're healthier than we were weeks ago. So put
Exactly.
the healthy players in, do what you need to do, and most important for Xavi, don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Do what has been working.
The duo has been working, and since we say duo has been working, I personally feel that you go with the exact same starting 11.
Yeah.
You start out with our best and strongest possible lineup at the moment. You wouldn't start Usman Dembele just because you know he is coming off of that injury. You know he's a little bit more injury prone, and on top of that, I think it'd be a little bit unfair to bench Rafinha after the good performance he had against Betis.
And
Um,
honestly, before you continue, I completely forgotten about those 2 weeks, 2 weeks roughly that we're gonna have of break. I completely forgotten about that. So
yeah.
with that being said, we could see Dembele coming a little earlier into the game.
Yeah, exactly. We could see coming in like maybe around like the 60th instead of like the 70th minute mark.
You could see that.
Just get some extra minutes like on those legs. But also the additional is that Dembele is expected to start against Espanyol. And it's meant to have a little bit of competition, you know, between that right wing spot because you know, like I've also felt like even though the Rafinha has had some good performances of late, he's gotten a little bit comfortable there, you know, because like no one is going to be taking his spot. And so this is how I think that Barcelona is going to line up. I think that as long as our back line,
And honestly, I'm liking this idea. I mean, we don't see a clear starter at the right wing,
Mhm.
and that adds pressure to Rafinha to keep performing. We've seen that most of the season, and now Dembele coming back healthier than he was. We'll see if he can turn it around and make the decision pretty hard for the coaching staff on who the winger should be. But yeah, like you said, the back line should be very similar. I mean, we will see Christensen get the same amount of minutes, and the middle. maybe just rotate with Kessie or whatever, but there shouldn't be anything major changing with this team.
Exactly, exactly. Just the one thing that I would like to see, for example, is Yamil Yamal get some minutes. Because he had a very
I see
exciting
it. I see it.
cameo against Real Betis. So like, hey, if it's the 80th, 75th minute, around there, and we want to give and the score is easy. It's in the camp now, so we're gonna be at home. Take advantage of it and give him some minutes.
And look,
Um,
we'll get to the score predictions later, but
mhm.
in my opinion, if the game was to be like 3-0, for example,
Okay.
I would love to see them bring in Paulo Torre, bro.
Oh, Paulo Torre, yes. I really need.
If you're gonna bring in the one youngster, why not bring in both? So again, we'll get to the score predictions later, but if it was to be like 3-0, why not? You have 2 weeks break.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking on Jamal, this is from. Let me share my screen real quick. This is from Fabrizio Romano, regarding Yamin Yamal. As you can see right now, he is expected to sign a new contract. Words from Chavez says the renewal of Lamine Yamal is going very well. It is under control. He wants to be here. I am calm about it, and that's very good. We want to keep a very young star at the club, um, and develop him. Because he's a very exciting talent, and hopefully he does the preseason with us. But Avalo, match predictions.
I'm gonna give you another 2-0.
Another 2-0.
Yeah, I'm sticking to the clean sheet. I think we can both agree that there
Okay.
will be a clean sheet. Osuna's very defensive, plus the rotations. But I'm not saying 3-0, 4-0 because again, Osasuna, I feel like once they realize that they have the game lost by 2-0, they may just be like, you know what, we're not winning this. Let's just settle back. So I'm going for a 2-0.
Okay. Because I feel that Osasuna is going to be like fielding a rotated lineup, keeping in mind that final against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey in the weekend, I believe it's going to be a very big score. I think we're going to get a lot of goals. I think maybe we could be
Really?
looking at 3 or 4. Yeah.
Hey, that'd be awesome, but we'll
It'd
see.
be
Yeah.
awesome. It'd be awesome. Like
I
I
could
would
see
love.
it. The only reason why I'm not saying 3 is because I feel like once they realize that they're done like 2-0, they're gonna be, you know what, forget about the
Yeah,
attack, let's play
exactly.
defense.
Like that's also a
But
possibility because
that could
like
very well work in our favor for more goals or work in their favor. And then once we realize that they're playing completely back, we just gonna be, you know what, just play Toges and just
exactly, because the worst thing you could do ahead of a final is lose and lose big, because
exactly,
that puts doubt in your
exactly.
mind. That
So
makes it very difficult. So
we'll see who gets it right.
exactly,
But
we'll,
yeah,
we'll, we'll see who gets it right. But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. Remember, I post a link on Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. Just click on the link and you'll be able to join. But guys, remember, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps out the channel a ton. And also follow us on other social media platforms. Down in the description, we have our link to Instagram, the same username, Kool-Aid Podcast 10, as well as TikTok, where we will be uploading more content for you guys to enjoy. But as always, guys, we'll see you guys all in the next episode.